Welcome back to high school baseball on WLCA 89.9. They call us college radio's best for a reason. I don't know of any other college radio stations that would be out here at Busch Stadium covering high school baseball. How about you, Nathan?
I mean, not around here at least. I'd say I think we're the only ones in the St. Louis area calling a game at Busch Stadium tonight.
Absolutely. As leading off the inning now, it will be Hefner at the plate now. Braden Hefner in the 4 spot tonight. First pitch from Van Bekeets. Misses outside, making it 1-0.
Say Van Bekeets looking to build off that first inning. Struggled. Walked Sullivan to start off, but got back in it. Got a ground out and a fly out to end the inning.
Swung on and missed, and it's 0-2 now. Good fastball brought a little bit of heat there.
As they brought the heat, kind of changed that speed up a little bit, and kind of Jerseyville and both teams so far haven't really succeeded. Guessing the speeds of those pitches out there.
1-1 misses inside, making it 2-1 now. Van Bekeets already looking a little bit more comfortable in this inning. He's got an inning of work under his belt. As that one is thrown, 3-1 now, just about gets away from the catcher. So maybe I was wrong there, but it looks like, maybe even a little bit more relaxed as he's throwing rather than being really tight as he's throwing.
Yeah, say just a really more relaxed position out there on the mound so far, and we see maybe a little bit too relaxed there as he gives up a walk to start out this at bat or this inning, and bringing up another base runner for Jerseyville, a chance to get on the board here early on in this ball game.
As we continue on here in the second inning, it will be Cal Gorman at the plate, or I apologize, it'll actually be Owen Gettin at the plate.
Owen Gettin, yes.
Like I said, we're just trying to work with what we got here.
Got a lot of lineups in front of us.
From the stretch, third baseman playing shallow, looking for the bunt potentially. That one is swung on and hit out to the right side. It will end up in the stands over there, and I can already see a couple of fans trying to run on over, get a foul ball.
Say, that's something I've missed, not being at Busch Stadium. Get to see those fans, scrambling for the balls, running through these red seats here.
0-1 now. The pitch from Van Bekeets. Curveball misses outside. 1-1. It's a little bit difficult to decide if it's going to be a ball or strike or not. Home plate umpire has a very delayed call.
I say he's got a delayed call. We are at a bit of an angle here too, so we can't necessarily call specifically one way or another.
Although we do have the lovely big Jumbotron, as that one is in there for a strike, making it 2-1. Jumbotron helps us a little bit,
got a better angle than we do.
Gives us a little bit of a better view, but at the same time, you want to see the action for yourself.
Yeah, we're at Busch Stadium. I want to take in, the action here at this beautiful ballpark. I want to watch the ballpark. I don't want to watch the Jumbotron.
1-2 now to Gettin. And they have the runner in a rundown now. Throw to second, and they're going to get him. And that is now 2 base running mishaps early in this ball game for the Panthers.
I say maybe, Panthers trying to be aggressive on the base pass, trying to, sneak home a run against, again, like I've mentioned, several times in the broadcast, an Alton team that could put up a lot of runs. You try to sneak some runs across the board there. Just hasn't worked out for Jersey here early on.
The lefty Van Bekeets is doing a very good job early, being very deceitful in that pickoff throw, as this one is sent on the ground to the shortstop. Throw on to first is there, and there are 2 down now in the inning.
Yes, Van Bekeets, getting 5 hits in a row here. Got walking a few guys in the process, but still facing the minimum batters so far. He probably enjoys that. Helps keep the pitch count down a little bit. Just he'd probably like to keep the steady pace of grounders and flyouts kind of rolling for him and Alton today.
Now at the plate, as we begin the pitch, misses inside. Looked like it almost hit him, but it is Alex Kaufman, the pitcher, batting now for the Panthers. 1-0. Van Bekeets has his sign. The pitch. Sent on the ground to Van Bekeets, able to make the nice play. Throw on to first. Able to make the play, and that will retire the side. So we're through an inning and a half here at Busch Stadium. Alton and Jerseyville battling it out. No score yet. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to High School Baseball on 89.9 and YouTube Live. Welcome back to high school baseball on 89.9 and YouTube Live. No score here as we are about to begin the bottom of the second inning. Alton will get their next chance at the plate. As leading it off, it will be Ben Bernay, the 4-hitter. Not used to saying that either.
I say it. All these lineups a bit, shaken up, a bit rattled around for us today. Chance for everyone to get out there. It's a little bit of a different approach than what we're used to calling some high school baseball in the past few weeks.
Just got to adjust, You got to adjust in the business, and that's exactly what we're doing here.
We are adjusting on the fly here in our, from our commentary position. We are hastily scribbling and writing down our notes as much as we can. Trying to keep, the broadcast on the road.
It's going all right so far.
Yeah.
We're holding our own. That's exactly what we're doing as Kaufman will begin his second inning of work here. And
it's actually not Kaufman. It is Kyle Gorman out there on the mound. They just announced.
My apologies. They're going an inning at a time now as we begin the bottom of the second.
It's Kyle Gorman, not really, no pitching stats on the year for him. Interested to see, what he really provides out there. Kind of don't know what he's got and really hasn't had any pitching so far this season. Kind of an interesting stage to get your first pitching time of the year right on the mound here at Busch Stadium.
So Gorman now starting off the second inning as Alton will try to get the first run across the plate. First pitch. Fastball sent down the first base line or third base line, and they're going to say it misses just foul. So very close to potentially extra bases there for Bernay, but, give it a couple more inches. It's a fair ball.
That's probably the hardest hit ball we've seen all night, at least in this ball game. And, like you said, just a few more inches. That's a fair ball. Probably extra bases there for Bernay.
So 0-1 now to Bernay. Gorman, the new pitcher, on the mound from the stretch. The pitch. Fouls it off once again. This one to the backstop. And it is 0-2.
On deck hitter helps out, gets the foul ball.
Yeah, no bat boys in this one.
Yeah, no ball boys, no bat boys. Got to get your own bat, got to get your own foul balls. Got to have some kids run in the seats to get those loose foul balls, run around the seats.
0-2. Misses outside, making it 1-2 now to Bernay.
Bernay, another guy who on this team can hit the ball well. Has hit, so far in the season. We're seeing he's seeing the ball pretty well as he launches one here into one of the luxury booths behind us, behind home plate as well, a foul ball.
So we'll do it again at 1-2 as a result. Gorman has his sign from the stretch. The pitch. Sends this one on the ground to the shortstop. Throw on to first. And there is one down in the inning.
An ideal start for Gorman here on the mound at Busch, getting that easy under to his shortstop. Really been a lot of that kind of easy stuff for the pitchers tonight.
For the Redbirds, first pitch from Gorman. Bounces in the dirt. Misses, making it 1-0.
A chance here for Gorman. Gorman probably love to have a 1-2-3 inning here. Probably try to prove his worth further on this season.
Popped up. Catcher is under it. It's Bruno able to make the play. And there are two down here in the bottom of the second.
Just like that, another quick out for Gorman. A quick, loving those quick outs out there on the mound. Easy gets him out of a situation here. Probably like to pitch this. Get out of this inning without any trouble here, as we see. The free lineups. He probably doesn't know how long he's really going to be in this ball game.
So now will be Ian Barnard at the plate for the Redbirds from the left side. That one bounces in the dirt, gets to the backstop, 1-0.
Barnard with a different number than we saw him wearing the other day.
Yeah, that is right. Wearing number 13 the other day, but 19 today. So back to his original number for the game at Busch.
Maybe that's his birds on the bat number.
Maybe he has two different numbers. That's about all the information we have at this point. But yeah, you talked about those birds on the bat uniforms. Alton wearing the white uniforms, literally birds on the bat with the Redbirds in cursive. Looks pretty awesome.
Looks like you're watching, not quite the Cardinals, but a Cardinals team out there.
Redbirds at Busch Stadium.
The Springfield Cardinals, something like that. Palm Beach Cardinals, one of them teams.
3-0 now to Bernard. The pitch. Misses low, making it ball 4. So a runner reaches base here. in the second inning for the Redbirds.
And say really that's been the only source of offense for both these sides so far in this ball game, just being able to get on base and take those little opportunities you can. And really, just Alton would love to try to get, scratch a hit, get a nice base hit here, try to get that runner into scoring position, try to create something here in the second inning.
Gorman in the stretch, runner on first. Swung on and missed by number 26, Lawson Bruce at the plate now. He's once again wearing his normal number. So
the birds on the bat number, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. So we got two back-to-back players wearing multiple numbers on the season. They're just trying to mess us up at this point.
Yeah, quickly scribbling down the right number in my notes.
Takes the fastball up, making it 1-1 now to Bruce. A little bit of extra heat on that one from Gorman.
I say he dialed one up there, and Lawson Bruce, the guy we saw on the mound for this Alton team, who knows how to dial one up himself, probably a little bit impressed by that fastball.
The pitch swung on and missed, making it 1-2 now to Bruce.
Bruce, he's kind of struggled on this season. In 20 plate appearances, only hitting 200, has 8 strikeouts in those 20 plate appearances. Would like to, probably, take a shorter approach up there at the plate, try to knock something out to right field. A nice little short kind of, he just needs a couple hits to try to get on the right path this season.
The pitch swung on and missed. That will end the inning. So Gorman able to get the strikeout. And as a result, our score stays 0-0. Heading to the top of the third, you're listening to High School Baseball on College Radio's Best and YouTube Live. Welcome back to High School Baseball on College Radio's Best 89.9 and YouTube Live. Getting to video stream this one. As we said, you gotta up the stakes when you're broadcasting at Busch. So bringing you video live feed from Busch Stadium, Alton and Jerseyville. No score through 2 innings. So far, it's been pitchers dominating in this one.
Yeah, pitchers dominating. Really, no matter the pitcher. We've seen 3 different pitchers so far. We're seeing our 4th different pitcher here, Brad Tall, taking the mound for the Alton Redbirds. It's really just been a story of the arms so far. The bat's really been kept quiet. Really, the only damage offensively has been walk and base running mistakes by Jerseyville.
Tall, as he is warming up in this one. You said it right there. Someone has Tall thrown any on the season? Do you have any stats from him on the season so far?
I say Tall actually does not have any stats on the season. Another opportunity where, a guy who hasn't really had a great opportunity. He is listed as a pitcher, as a second position, or his first position rather. So he is a guy who's capable on the mound, just hasn't had the opportunity yet. And we've seen Alton's team. Alton is a very deep team. There's a lot of guys, with the ability to throw, hurl a few innings out there on the mound and do it well.
Cal Gorman, the pitcher from the second inning, will now lead off the top of the third inning for the Panthers, as Jersey will try to get on the board to start this one off here. Sidearm there, misses low, and it is 1-0.
I think we did see Brad Tall for just about 2 or so innings, or maybe 2/3 of an inning, the other day. Remembering that beautiful sidearm approach now.
That one misses low, making it 2-0 now.
So I'm sure you remember that sidearm approach from Tall the other day.
Sorry about that. Yes, I know. I definitely do. And it definitely reminders, having multiple guys on one team that are able to do that. Very fascinating. This one is sent on the ground to the second baseman. Bristow's there, throw on to first. And there is one down in the top of the third.
Another ideal start for the pitchers out there. Ground ball outs, easy outs. Really offense not able to do a whole lot here. We know Busch Stadium is a pitcher's park, traditionally, but being taken a little too literally or a little over literally here. It really haven't. I've only seen, I believe, 1 or 2 hits get out of the infield so far and just fly outs to center field. And really just, for the bats to wake up here at Busch.
First pitch to Nishal Badella is able to hit the outside corner, making it 0-1 now. Badella only on the season, only 6 at-bats, still looking for his first hit. And what better place than at Busch as this one sent on the ground slowly to the shortstop, throw on to first, and he'll have to wait for hit number 1 on the season as it is 2 down now. Just a reminder that student activities prevent flow and restore yoga, a free virtual class held Wednesdays at 6 p.m. at Lewis and Clark. Visit LC's Facebook page and click events for more info. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to try some yoga, Nathan.
I need to stretch out a little bit. I'm not quite limber myself.
That sounds very painful. That one misses low.
It's all about deep breathing yoga.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's right. A little bit of meditation. Misses low, making it 1-0 now. Back to the top of the lineup, Sullivan. That one is fouled off. I'm sorry, it's actually Blake Carey batting now.
The bottom of the lineup.
Bottom of the lineup. We had one more. We're going 10 today.
Remember, right now, both pitchers have faced or all pitchers. I guess we've had 4 pitchers out there. The minimum amount of batters so far today.
Pretty impressive to start this one off. Not a base hit yet in this ball game. Kind of a race to see who it's going to be. Who's going to get the first one at Busch?
Say more of a classic, pro-style ball game here at Busch Stadium today.
2-1 the count now. The pitch to Carey misses low. 3-1 now.
Tall, he has that low sidearm, nearly submarine deliveries. At times, it seems like it's a bit hard for him to get it up into the zone or consistently get the pitch up to an end of that zone.
2-2 now. The pitch from Tall. Misses inside. And that was actually ball 4 there. And there is a base runner with 2 down now. And now I believe we're back to the top of the lineup where it will be Ian Sullivan.
Now back to the top of the lineup.
Number 1.
Interesting one there. A miss from Tall. Tall, probably giving Jerseyville that base runner, giving them that opportunity here. Sullivan, not really a guy you worry too much about hitting the ball, but maybe this is the chance for him to break out and try to get a season going a little bit.
And even that, a guy, getting back to the top of the lineup, a good job from the bottom of the order, finding a way to get on. As checks on the runner over that first no throw. Carey back in safely. Takes a look over at Carey. Decent lead. Here's the pitch. This is outside. 1-0.
Catcher gave Carey another look down there. Just, again, I think Jerseyville probably trying to be a little more aggressive on the base pass. Got to kind of create something here at this point. 3rd inning, nothing really going in this ballgame.
The 1-0 to Sullivan. So there's a pop-up. Near us, it will be fouled out of play.
Don't have my glove ready.
Yeah, we didn't bring the gloves today, but, gotta see what we can do. Maybe, like you said, use the hats if we have to.
Yeah, hats. 2 hands. It's all about 2 hands. Got to look at it like a football, kind of, if you're a fan.
1-1 now. To Sullivan, the pitch. So there's a high fly ball into shallow center field. This time, Bristow not able to make the play, but the right fielder, Lawson Bruce, is able to do so. Or did it drop? I think it actually may have dropped.
No, everyone's leaving the field.
They did
That is
make the
our
catch.
third.
They paused for a moment, but it did, as they did collide, but Lawson Bruce did make the catch out in right field. So a nice job, able to hold on to it despite the little bit of miscommunication there. That is Bruce's ball. Outfielder has the priority on that play, but able to make the play. And as a result, that ends the inning. So still no score as we head now to the bottom of the 3rd inning where the Redbirds will try to take the lead in this one. You're listening to High School Baseball on 89.9.
Pitching for Jerseyville, number 18, Braden Hefner. I've been going off and they don't know when to stop. Popped off from your ex, you deserve it. I want you put a one on the jump back from
Leading off this inning for the Alton Redbirds, getting ready for Jerseyville out there on the mounds. We try to get an idea. I believe that'll still be, we have another pitching change for Jerseyville out there on the mound.
It looks like it's Braden Hefner. That looks like exactly
Yep.
who it is.
Yes, you can see. I think you have a little bit better vision. You can see those numbers a little bit better than I can.
It's all the glasses, buddy. All the
My
glasses.
glasses are a little older.
That may be exactly what it is. Who knows? As we get to play here in the bottom of the third inning, what has Shepard's done on the season so far?
Shepard's, he's been, kind of, I would say, he's been mixed so far in the year. It's really hard for, it's kind of not a whole lot. 333, he has 3 RBIs. It's a good start. He hasn't really shown a lot of, extra power yet, but he get a bat on the ball. Let's see if he can get, the first hit for Alton in this ballgame.
That one misses outside, making it 1-0 now to Shepard's. Pitch. Swung on, foul to the backstop, to the netting that back there, making it 1-1 now. I mean, Nathan, just pausing for a second, taking a look out here, who would have thought that we would get the chance to be able to cover at Busch Stadium? What a phenomenal crew we have with us as this one misses way out inside, making it 2-1 now. But looking, just so appreciative of the crew that was able to come back. Just it all comes back into this program that they have at Lewis and Clark, this phenomenal radio program that, I can't imagine getting this opportunity to do this anywhere else.
There's one of the reasons I came here to Lewis and Clark was be able to have, opportunities like this, calling, we're getting called baseball, Redbird baseball here at Busch Stadium. Not quite Cardinal baseball, but, Redbird baseball here at Busch.
Just shows that they are willing to do the extra step for you as this one is fouled out of play. It will bounce there right behind the green seats here at Busch Stadium. But, it just shows the extra step that, the staff here at Lewis and Clark is able to take in this program for you. And we just cannot express how appreciative we are for them to help us out, get this opportunity. It all comes back into the program at Lewis and Clark, the radio program, WLCA 89.9. Like I said, there's a reason they call it College Radio's Best as we head to the 3-2 count now. To Shepard's, the pitch. Hits him on the inside by the plate looked like it got him on the kneecap. And as a result, there is a runner to start off the inning.
A runner start off the end. We really haven't had a lot of runners on base with no outs. We had the walk in the first inning for Sullivan. Was that one of our only chances really to have the situation? And let's see if Alton can build on this here. We got a guy, Brad Tall, a guy chance to kind of help out his team's cause here, try to get a hit, try to get me again with this ball game. Still looking for it.
Tall's at bat of the season also to go along with that. So he adjusts to that as fastball misses outside. Bruno thought about checking on the runner down there at first, but elects to hold on to it. Looks like we have a courtesy runner over there also, which means Tall probably is going to pitch the next inning also, as this one is in the zone, making it 1-1 now.
That's Brylan Reed over there, the courtesy runner.
Hefner has his side runners going, fouled back. Looked like Reed had a pretty good jump on that one. Speedy guy out there probably would have had the stolen base.
I say maybe that's one, if you're a batter in the box there, you have to recognize, that jump that Reed has, maybe, lay off of it, let him try to take that base and get a man in scoring position here on one pitch.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Tall goes down on strikes, and there is one down in the inning. So Hefner able to get the strikeout. Not the first one we've seen today.
I say not the first one we've seen today. Credit to all these pitchers that we're seeing out there today. Doing a great job kind of pulling down that mound here at Busch Stadium. Doing a good job. Looking very confident out there on the mound.
First pitch from Hefner. Misses outside at the plate. It is Owen Macias, so we are back to the top of the lineup now for the Redbirds. The pitch. Swung on, that one is roped into the gap. It is going to get down, and it is going to keep on going on that Kentucky Bluegrass all the way to the fence. One run is going to score. Macias is on his way to third. They're waving him in, and now they will hold him up. It is a one-out triple for Owen Macias, and Reed comes around to score. 1-0 is our score. The Redbirds lead.
Yeah, just like that, Macias, again, we mentioned him, the power he brings, and different for us, seeing him at the top of the lineup, we see that power right there with the extra base hits, and the deep gaps here at Busch Stadium, out there past that 375-foot sign. A long run for those outfielders there, and that's why Macias is standing on third base and almost had an inside the Parker there.
I think if they would have sent him, there's a very good chance he would have scored. Scott Harper, over the head coach and the third base coach today for the Redbirds, really had to hold him up. And if it was me, I'm probably sending him. But, want to be safe. You want to make sure that you can still get that insurance running and don't have it run into an out at the plate. So I understand why you hold him up there. But either way, 1-0 our score now in this one.
I say you hold them up there and you can fight with this at bat here. You already scored a run on that play.
One is going to miss, making it 2-1 now to Dylan Bristow. Hefner has his sign, the 2-1. This is low, 3-1 now. Maybe being a little bit timid now after letting that absolute rope go. Rolled all the way to the Phillips 66 sign out there in right center field. And now you see the middle infielders playing in. That one is on the outside corner, taken for strikes. So 3-2 now to Bristow with a runner on third.
I say, like you mentioned, those infielders playing in. You have the second baseman, the shortstop, in on the grass right now.
Misses for ball 4, gets away from the catcher, and as a result, Macias is going to walk on home basically. 2-0 our score in this one.
Yeah, I'd say real quick, quick runs here for Alton in a hurry. Only one out in this inning so far. We were kind of waiting for the offense to get going a little bit. We're starting to see at least some runs on the board. Not necessarily, obviously Macias with some offensive production there, but really, the walks, the hit by pitches, the mistakes are starting to cost Jerseyville now.
2-0 early in this ball game. First pitch swung on and missed by Caden Lasley, who led off the ball game last time that we covered Alton. Their Tuesday win against Roxana. Lasley takes a look there at that one, making it 1-1.
And Leslie on the year, 23 plate appearances, hitting over 400, 409 with a home run. He has the power to do so. Maybe a little bit, farther here at Busch, but he has the power still.
Swung on that one, is hit to the left side in between the third baseman and shortstop. It is a base hit. Now the Alton bats starting to warm up a little bit.
And you see why he's hitting over 400 on the year. He doesn't, he has the power, but he's okay just taking it the other way and finding that open space, taking what the defense is giving him there. A nice base hit, moves that runner over again. Another runner in scoring position here for Alton.
Ben Bernard at the plate now for the Redbirds with an opportunity to do some real damage. With runners on first and second, only one out for the Redbirds. First pitch from Hefner. Off-speed pitch is in there for a strike. Good pitch to start off the bat.
So especially if you're going up there looking for a first pitch fastball, going with that off-speed pitch really catches that batter off guard. Now he's going to be guessing for the rest of this at bat.
0-1 the pitch. Fastball misses in, making it 1-1 now. So Hefner able to get through the start of this third inning, able to start it off with a strikeout after a runner reach base on the base on balls. But now he has landed in some trouble now, facing a 2-1 count against the cleanup hitter in today's matchup, Ben Bernay.
So I would love a ground ball here, a double play, get him out of this jam, keep only 2 runs across the board for Alton.
The 2-1. Curveball misses inside. And it is 3-1. This is not the count you want to be in if you're Hefner.
I'm saying Bernard probably with the green light up there at the plate, a chance 3-1 count. Really to do some damage here. Got a lot of gap out left.
3-1 is swung on and missed. Big swing there from Bernard. And it will be a full count now. Big pitch coming up. Has his sign from the stretch. The pitch from Hefner. Swung on and sent down the third base line. It'll get past the diving third baseman. 1 run will score. The runner will be held at second. 3-0 our score. It's an RBI base hit for Ben Bernay. And our score is 3-0.
A big inning here for all. 3 runs across the plate. Really, you kind of feel out there for Braden Hefner on the mound. He kind of found himself in. He's not really pitching poorly. He's just kind of pitching around the zone, getting hit. That's kind of a product of the high school game at times. It's unfortunate when you're facing a good team like Alton who can take advantage of those mistakes.
So 3-0 now. In the bottom of the third, the Bats finally waking up in this inning for Alton. 3 hits just in this inning for the Redbirds, and that matches the run total. The 1-0 from Hefner. That one hits the outside corner to Nick Rayfield, and it is, I actually say it missed, so 2-0.
Yeah, just a little bit off the plate there. It looked pretty close from here.
That one is sent on the ground to the second baseman. Toss over to second, throw on to first, and they're going to say he was safe at first base, so barely able to avoid the double play. So it'll be runners on first and third now. And you talk about how close that ball was. Inches away from being an inning double play.
Yes, they barely, maybe a step or two short of being the inning double play. And, it was hit on a road, it was hit on a line to second base. Maybe just need a bit of a quicker throw over, a quicker turn over to first base. You can get that double play for Jerseyville.
So now at the plate, it will be Ian Barnard. Fouls that one off into the glove, 0-1. Been an exciting third inning here at Busch Stadium. Alton taking the lead, leading by 3. Trying to get out of this one, still in a jam. Runners on first and third for the lefty, Ian Barnard. Pitch. One misses up. 1-1 now.
Hefner's location starting to kind of slip more and more throughout the course of this inning. You wonder if maybe he's kind of stretching himself a little bit thin out there, trying to get out of the jam.
Pitch. Swung, and that one is hit out to right field, and it is going to be caught. And that will be the inning. So caught by the right fielder out there, firing the side. 3-0 our score. He gave that one a ride. It ended up being right at the Jersey Kansas right fielder. We are going to head to the top of the 4th inning. Alton able to tap onto the lead. 3-0 our score.
I just wanna make a smile. I wanna feel like Michael. I wanna kiss you like Prince. Let's get it on like Bobby, get like Hathaway. I serve for you like this. Get over my head. I'm thinking I'm through. Get the wrong time. I'm in the world. I'm passing. I'm really so classic. Really so classic. Baby, you're so classic. 1,000 roses, anything for you to notice. All the way to serenade, doing it not style. I'ma pick you up in a Cadillac like a gentleman. Bring it back, I'm back, keep it real in the way I feel. I can walk down the aisle, I wanna do you like Michael. I wanna kiss you like Prince.
Feel like you're a shirt face now.
Yeah, like Hathaway, write a song for you like this. Get over my head, and I'm through, get the wrong time.
Pitching for Alton, number 1, Quentin Renfro.
Welcome back to high school baseball on College Radio's Best 89.9. The Alton Redbirds leading the Jersey Panthers 3-0 as we get to the top of the 4th inning. The Redbirds were able to score the first runs of the ball game. Just half inning to go. It was led off by Owen Macias with a triple to the right center field wall. Scored Macias on third. Able to score on a fast ball. Then just a few batters later, Ben Bernay was able to send home
Number 11,
the runner, making it 3-0.
catcher
Mike Lemons will be joining us in the next inning on the call. Looking forward to having our station manager being able to join us for just a moment, share some of his wealthy knowledge with us in his many years of living in this wonderful world.
I say, a student of the game, student of many sports, our resident college football aficionado.
College football aficionado, going to turn into a baseball aficionado here for a moment.
At least for an inning.
That is right. 1-0 as CJ Bruno takes the first pitch that he sees. This one is sent on the ground, hit very awkwardly to the first baseman, toss over to the pitcher covering, and there is one down in the inning. The first baseman out there, that is Zach Bates.
I'm going to say Zach Bates, the big fella out there at first base. He has, the first baseman build, I would say. He can drive good. He can drive the ball well. He's hit one double this season. He has to hit the ball very far. He's been a DH time we've seen him. We saw Alton and Roxanne Days act as a DH there. So only 250 on the season, but he can hit the ball well.
First pitch from Renfro, the new pitcher in there for the Redbirds, misses up. It is 1-0 to Clark Norris. Pitch hits the outside corner for a strike, and you can hear that glove popping a little bit, throwing a little bit harder than the previous pitcher for the Redbirds.
I say in Renfro, I haven't seen pitch yet for the Redbirds this season. Looks like he has some real nice stuff, really good, velocity on that fastball.
That one is fouled back and smokes the homers for help sign. And I tell you what, if it would have been probably like 20 yards over, then we would have been screwed. I will say that.
We're good. Again, wish I had a glove, maybe a hat. Again, we'll have to defend when that moment comes here at the booth.
We would have had to protect ourselves with our expensive equipment, which is probably worth more than we can say about our lives and ourselves. That one is fouled off to the right side by Norris, and it is 1-2 once again. Very awkward hit ball. The last couple of balls that we've seen hit by the Panthers, very awkwardly hit. That one, seemed to be hit off the end of the bat, and as a result, kind of had some weird spin on it.
Maybe it's a result of timing up there in the box for Jerseyville. Just haven't really had a read on any of these Alton pitchers out there today.
The 1-2 swung on, and that one is going to be hit over the third baseman's head. It is a base hit. And thought about going to second, but wisely decided to stay at first. So Clark Norris, the first hit of the day for the Panthers, as he was able to rope a single over Brad Tolson over there at third.
Clark Norris is one of the guys that's had majority of the time for this Jerseyville team. He's got more plate appearances than most guys on this team. 20 plate appearances so far this season. Hit 278, just added a little bit to that number right there.
Adds on even more mentally, when you can say, we did it at Busch Stadium. So very cool. They're able to say got a base hit at Busch. And that's the next batter at the plate now for the Panthers. That one is fouled back. Very close to where the last foul ball was back. People over there getting some action.
I say they might want the glove more than we do, because we've seen a lot of foul balls go straight back behind home plate, just about in that same vicinity earlier today.
Braden Hefner at the plate, batting .333 on the season. 0-1. The pitch to Hefner. Swung on and missed. Good off-speed pitch there from Renfro, and it is 0-2.
And I like Renfro kind of slowing down the pace on the mound a little bit there, kind of maybe trying to change the flow in the box for Hefner, trying to calm himself down, kind of take control of the game for himself after giving up that first base hit of the ball game for Jerseyville.
The 0-2 inside just misses, making it 1-2. See the catcher back there. I believe that is. Well, normally the catcher is Renfro, so we do have a new catcher in the game right now. I believe that might be Jaden Diaz back there.
I think you are right on that. I think that is Diaz behind the plate.
You saw him nod his head in approval on that pitch that just missed inside. He likes that spot. The 1-2. This is low on the fastball. Nice job there by Diaz, the backup catcher, doing a good job keeping that in front.
I say, that's a part of trying to win a job here. Instead of backup catcher, maybe Diaz sees a spot, trying to get some more catching time. You could prove it here with a couple good stops like that.
Well, I know in the last game he was playing third base, and I know that in their regular lineup he tends to be in the middle. So, either way, I'd be surprised if they kept him out of the lineup. This one sent in the air, and a sliding catch made out in center field. What a play out there. I want to say that it may have been Owen Dunham. Actually, I'm correcting now. It's Ian Barnard out there in center field that was able to make the sliding grab. What a play there by Barnard.
Taking full advantage of the well-manicured Kentucky bluegrass here at Busch Stadium. Probably a little bit easier to slide on that than maybe some of the grass in some high school fields around the area. Take that slide down, take that knee, and glide to an easy catch, an easier catch than it would be at some other high schools at least.
First pitch now to Owen Getton. This is outside, 1-0.
A chance here at Renfro. Renfro, again, haven't really seen a whole lot of him pitching. Really didn't know what we would see from him on the mound today. Looks really comfortable. Really looks confident out there. Would love to get a ground ball right here.
Get out of this inning, keep it, the score 3-0. Say that you are through 4. Really stomping this lineup as it is, as that one is swung on and missed. He was early on the off-speed, 1-1.
That's rare at this level of baseball. I mean, obviously we've had so many pitching changes in this game with the free substitutions and no real limit on the subs. So, interesting to see how Alton's been able to really dominate this Jerseyville offense.
1-1 now. 2 after the pitch. This is inside. I'm sorry to get actually. 2-1 there. Getting on the season, still looking for his first base hit. 0 for 12, so a slow start to this season for Getton, but like we've talked about time and time again, not a better place to have it than here in baseball heaven.
I say you'd probably love to get that first hit here. I'd probably love something down the lines, maybe a double here, drive that run in from first.
Pitch. This one's fouled off. A little bit closer to us this time. I'm partially hoping that we get a ball over here. Part of me is like, better not.
I think we're going to have to give it to one of these kids running over here if we do get one.
Well, just to say, I caught a ball while broadcasting. I mean, that's a pretty cool pivot up right there.
So I don't even think that the actual Cardinals broadcast team has had that opportunity a whole lot. I mean, they're a little bit higher up.
Not at Busch. No, they haven't. They were just talking about that the other day. 2-2 now from Renfro. This one is sent down the left field line, third base line. Ends up going just foul. Once again, a ball hit very oddly. That one a little bit more of a jam shot.
And one that, I think we haven't really mentioned this or glossed over it here. We actually have 4 umpires on the field today. It's something different at the high school level. Usually you only get the home plate umpire and a field umpire, usually standing around, behind the pitcher around second base. So we actually have the benefit of having those umpires down the line to call those fair or foul calls today.
Hey, they do things right here at Busch Stadium, right? The pitch. Swung on and missed. That will end the inning. So Quentin Renfro able to get through the inning and tacks on a strikeout to the end of it. Alton leading this one 3-0. They will get their 4th chance of the day. If it's anything like the 3rd inning was, then they're going to continue to tack on runs. 3-0 our score. You're listening to High School Baseball, 89.9
Hey everybody, I want to let you know that the session stand will close at the top of the 8th inning. Pitcher for Jerseyville, number 10, Clark Norris.
Welcome back to High School Baseball on College Radio's Best. 3-0 our score. Reminder, Yeah, baseball heavy. Cardinals. Just a reminder also that summer and fall 2021 registration is underway. More in-person classes are available at Lewis and Clark Community College. Call and text enrollment at 618-468-2222. Just a reminder that you are listening to WLCA HD1 Godfrey. And as we begin here in the fourth inning, that one is roped into the left center field gap. It's going to be caught on the dive out there in left center field. What a play by the center fielder. We're going to get a name as soon as we can figure out who that is out there, but holy cow, what a play by the center fielder on the dive.
Say, what a way to get the bottom of this fourth inning started off right here. Lawson Cruz really got a hold of that one. I thought he had an easy double, or if not more, on that shot once it left the bat. But what a great play by that center fielder for Jerseyville, getting over, making that catch, and making that really impressive grab. He took a lot of ground. He ate a lot of ground on that one, and it was a lot of hustle, good hustle play for that center fielder making that catch.
Cal Gorman on the catch. What a catch there by Cal Gorman. As Clark Norris is the new pitcher for the Panthers. And talk about a loud out number one. You gotta be very grateful of your outfield performing for you right there.
Yes, I'm very grateful for your outfield performing behind you. We mentioned that pre-game that the differences in the high school level at times is that defense, performing behind you, that defense, keeping it clean, no errors back there, and making plays like that really helps out any pitcher.
0-2 now to Jaden Diaz. Pitch. Fastball misses up. They can get 1-2 now.
That one was over Diaz's head, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably. Looked about like it from our angle. You can see the outfield shifted a little bit in center and right, preparing for the left-handed batter.
Say a decent amount of space out in that gap in left field between the center fielder and that left fielder. Try to get something down out there. He could probably run for a little while.
If something rolls to the wall out there, it's an inside the Parker, no doubt. That one misses outside. 3-2 now to Diaz. Just a reminder, since we're at Busch Stadium, may as well bring it up. The Cardinals leading 3-0 in this one. Playing in Pittsburgh today, as that one misses outside, ball 4. And listen, I'm not trying to be like that, but I would have to assume that the Cardinals would be cheering for the Red Bulls. Wouldn't you say, Nate?
I mean, I think it's not necessarily, that they want to have sides. Obviously, both of these teams are local area teams. I'm sure all these guys, regardless of the color jersey they're wearing out there, probably, like the Cardinals, might have a few outlier Cubs fans in there, but we'll forgive them for that right now, at least. So I think they would, I think if you had to ask which Cardinals team that they would prefer to see, they'd probably root for the team with some birds on the bat out there.
You would think so, at least, right?
Got to, right? You just, it's a kindred, relationship.
Quentin Renfro with a base hit up the middle. And as a result, runners on first and second. So Renfro goes from pitching a scoreless inning to first pitch ropes one up the middle. And there are runners on first and second as a result.
Got tired of throwing them, wanted to, hit a ball finally, got his opportunity right there. Didn't waste any time at all. First pitch swinging, driving a single out there. Alton with 2 runners on, 1 out. A good chance to, get some more runs across here in the bottom of the fourth.
And you know what? I'm going to be straight up honest. Right now, Zach Bays at the plate for the Redbirds in the leadoff spot. Listen, Zach Bays is a guy that bats cleanup only. And in the leadoff spot as he pops this one up on the infield, first baseman is under it, able to make the play, and there is 2 down in the inning. So first pitch swinging there for Bays and ends up popping out. Looked like he just missed it. Maybe, could have given it a ride if he would have just been a little bit more on it.
Yeah, I think he was really, really excited to swing that bat up there. I mean, hey, why not? You're at Busch Stadium. You're in a batter's box. So many great players have stepped in before you. So probably a little excited. Probably wanted to drive that one out into, the Cardinals bullpen over in right field. Probably had, dreams and visions of it in his head at least.
He may have been earning a starting spot if he would have been able to do that, a starting spot on the season. We see him get a little bit of consistent time, the backup first baseman to Macias.
And a DH as well.
Yes, and a DH. We see him get a decent amount of at-bats, at least so far we have this season.
I think if he runs into one and really connects with one, he'll probably hit the ball a long way.
That one is going to be sent into shallow right field. Catch is made on the run out there in right field, and that will end the inning. So 3-0 our score. The Panthers able to hold the Redbirds to 0 in that inning, and the score stays 3-0. Mike Lemons is going to be joining us in just a moment on the broadcast. Talk a little bit about the Lewis and Clark radio program, and of course, continue covering this one with us. You're listening to High School Baseball on College Radio's Best.
Pitching for Alton, number 10, Alton Macias.
Welcome back to High School Baseball on College Radio's Best 89.9. I have the absolute pleasure to be joined by our normal WLCA Sports Show college aficionado. He's also our station manager. That one might be a little bit more important, but it's Mike Lemons. Mike, how you doing?
Maybe more important, but the sports shows might be a little more fun.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding, though. Isn't this great, though, to be here, be able to broadcast the game, and you guys are doing a great job. And, Ethan, you've done a great job all year with sports, and that's why we afford opportunities like this. I mean, you actually made this broadcast happen. You made the contact. You went through the process of doing it all. We're just supplying the technology to help you do it.
Well, you know what? You're being a little bit too modest. It's a team job out here at the radio station. It's a business. It doesn't feel like it, but we're running a business out here, and it's really fun. But as we continue play here at Busch Stadium, new pitcher, it looks like on the mound for the Redbirds, that is Owen Macias, the lefty. First pitch in there for a strike. But as we kind of talk about, like you said, the radio and what this took, Mike, you were right there, helping me send out those emails and everything. So I appreciate you putting a lot of this on me, but I really appreciate you being able to help out with this. As we look at the program, I know that it's been, relatively busy. What does it look like, bringing all of this media equipment, and what does that side of this look like for you guys?
Well, things are changing. Our industry, you think of radio, you think of getting in your car and listening on a radio station, but all the medias are merging now and they're melding together. So if you think of radio and its history and its technological history, it's changing now, and we need to adapt, and we need to start offering digital content, video content in that digital content. So that's what we're trying to do. We do it with your sports show on Saturday morning, where we stream that live to Facebook. We're streaming live to YouTube right now at 899 WLCA. So it's not only teaching you radio, but also teaching you how to create live social media content so we can become a visual medium as well.
Strikeout there for Owen Macias, as down goes Alex Kaufman, who was the starting pitcher in this one. First pitch to Cal Gorman, misses up, who just made that play out there center field. Your son played a little bit of outfield, am I correct? Was a speed guy?
He played outfield for Alton High a couple of years ago. Spot starter, and quick guy. I mean, I don't know where he got his speed. It definitely wasn't for me. But he had the opportunity to hit a grand slam for Alton High when he played, and he's about 5'6".
We know where he gets the height. We know where he gets the height from. That's for sure.
This is true. But man, isn't it great to be here at the ballpark to watch these two local teams of ours play a game, and just to be here to see this is really cool.
Well, I mean, when it was all lining up, taking a look at the different schedules for teams in the area, saying, okay, who's playing who, what can we cover, and then seeing two of our local teams that we normally would have covered if this was at Alton or if this was at Jerseyville, and then saying, they're playing at Busch Stadium, we have to cover this, as there's a swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch. Throw down to first is in time, and there is two down the inning. But you talk about, what an opportunity. Have to make it happen, and, able to make it happen now. It's very exciting.
Yeah, and so kudos to the Cardinals for letting us come over, right?
Absolutely.
If it wasn't for them to let us here, this wouldn't happen. So that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. As this at-bat continues now, or another at-bat begins, 2 outs in the inning. Macias making quick work right now, 2 strikes, and that one is sent back. And it is 0-1. So, Mike, taking a look, you've been in this program for a long time as we see the 0-1 pitch here from Macias. You've been in this program for a long time. What is it like, your job specifically as the station manager? What is it like, being able to oversee so many, students that have gone into the field and been successful?
Man, we've had so much luck there. Luck, but these students are really, really driven. So, we just provide an opening for them and they run through it. And you've helped me with some of our broadcasts with former students, but we'll tell you more about that at the next inning.
Another strikeout. Owen Macias striking out the side there in the top of the 5th inning. Pretty decent inning there of work from Macias. We're going to take a quick break and we'll continue chatting with Mike Lemons. We'll have the bottom of the 5th for you on College Radio's Best and YouTube Live. Welcome back to high school baseball on 89.9. Busch Stadium, high school baseball. What a combination. You got the Redbirds facing off against the Panthers, 2 local teams. 3-0 our score, the Alton Redbirds leading. And when you add on, it could not be a better night for this at the ballpark. I mean, I have no idea what the temperature is, but, it feels about, we're like, mid-60s? It is a perfect night with the sun setting at Busch Stadium under the lights. I'm joined by Mike Lemons. And before we had to go to break there for a moment, we were talking about, what it's like to oversee so many successful students that you have been at the center of, kind of raising up and, putting in that position. What's it like being able to see those people out in the radio world now?
They make me so incredibly proud. And, we've done these interviews with former students with our video podcast. And for all of them to say, hey, I got my start because of WLCA and the radio program, and they felt they were really prepared to go into it. We have morning show guy in Boston. We have morning show guys in Phoenix, syndicated in 21 cities. We have a recent grad, Mike Keith, who is on in 4 stations in 3 different markets. So we've had a lot of grads had success coming out of this program, and we're proud of them.
First pitch sent on the ground to the first baseman. It was actually caught on the line, I believe, by Sam Lamer over there at first. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Panthers. And, as we continue on with that, Mike, I remember a couple years ago when I was starting off in this program, I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue with it. I took a couple of classes. What can people do to get involved, to get started in this program if interested?
So if they want to, they can contact me directly. You can find my information at lc.edu, or you can just email me at mlemons@lc.edu. You can find out more about the program at lc.edu/program/radio. There are some things that we're changing that people can be aware of. We're not just going to teach you radio. We're going to teach you audio and video podcasting, which you've been a part of with your show. So it's helping students create that digital content and not just making radio broadcasters anymore, but really making media digital content creators.
Swung on and missed there by Brad Tall. And I think that right there, that thing you put at the end, that last bit you added, kudos to you for, recognizing, radio is a business that is changing, and you guys being willing to change with the times. It's the reason that you guys have constant success, as this one's sent in the air to the right side. It will get down in foul territory, kind of in no man's land over there. But kudos to you guys, for willing to make that adjustment. And I can tell you what, being able to run the WLCA Sports Show, which you'll have tomorrow morning, it's going to be a fun one. NFL Draft Talk. I know you could be there for that. We're going to have Chris Emma from for the Chicago Bears, a writer for them, and then Jeff Jones from the St. Louis Cardinals going to be joining us 9 a.m. to 11 tomorrow. So be sure to check that out also. But we wouldn't even have opportunities to make that a video, the podcast per se, if it wasn't for, the adjustments you've made to the program.
Well, and I have to thank my dean, who is Dr. Jill Lane, who's always been supportive of the program, our new president, Dr. Ken Traska, who's doing amazing things, has the entire campus community excited about the direction Lewis and Clark is moving. So without them believing in the program and believing in our attempt to try to move it forward, to offer not only our grads something, but to offer everyone on campus, because anybody can take these podcasting courses we have. So if you're an automotive student and you want to learn how to do podcasting, you can come do it.
Swing and a miss there. And there are 2 down in the inning. So Ian Sullivan making quick work of the Redbirds to start off the bottom of the 5th inning. A reminder that summer and fall 2021 registration is underway. More in-person classes are available this semester as we begin to kind of move back into what feels like regular life, right? COVID, it's starting to move past us, thank God. So call or text enrollment at 618-468-2222. Mike, as the batter steps up to the box. I believe that's Quentin Renfro over there. It is Renfro. It's been all over the place. He batted last inning, and we've had like 3 batters since, and now he's batting again.
That's what happens at these Busch Stadium games, right? There's free substitution and get people a lot of time in, and you're lucky because normally in a non-COVID year, they have the entire rosters up, the sophomores and freshmen.
So grateful.
And that's really hard to keep track of, but you just have the varsity, but there is a lot of interchangeable parts.
So what's been your biggest takeaway? I know you're a big sports guy. You know what's going on out here. Sure. What's been your biggest takeaway from this ball game so far and what you have been able to watch?
There's some good defensive plays. The catch that the guy from Jerseyville made in center field was awesome.
Yeah, Cal Gorman out there.
You've got some
play.
people here. I'm not so sure about the Jerseyville team, but I know you have some people from the Alton team who have signed some letters of intent to go off to play school elsewhere. Macias is one. This Van Bakitis kid is a real star. I think we're going to be hearing a lot about him as he goes through his high school career and on to college. So it's cool to see the job that Scott Harper's done with Alton, also with Jersey, and a 3-0 score. I mean, this is a competitive game that Alton just took advantage of in 1 inning and scored a few runs. And so it's fun to watch. It's baseball, man.
And I know, it's baseball. I mean, it can't get better, right? The one thing that I have thought has been kind of interesting, we haven't talked about it too much today, but Jackson Brooks not playing today for the Redbirds, a guy that I know your son played with just a couple of years ago, has been a
4-year starter.
A 4-year starter.
Yeah.
I guess technically a 3-year starter since they had the COVID year, but he started as a freshman. And that right there is impressive especially with a program like the Redbirds. This one sent on the ground, ends up just going foul to the right side of the first base line. But, a guy that isn't playing today, you wonder, how does a team adjust when you don't have a guy in there that's such a leader, has such a big presence? And so far, Alton adjusting well.
Yeah, and, sometimes you wonder if I know some years these games didn't count. In recent years, they have counted. I think this one's going to count. Who knows if Jackson's scheduled to pitch maybe against a conference opponent coming up or something. Maybe that's the case. But, you got to take big stars like that and just find out who the next person up. Because eventually, unlike other teams, Jackson's going to leave this place at some point. So you got to find out who you have on the rest of the roster.
So far, showing some promise in this one. It's been a very competitive ball game. 2-2. That one hits the outside corner.
So for both of us, this is our second night here this week. You went to Monday's game. I went to Tuesday's game.
Unfortunately, you got to see the win.
Unfortunately. I think fortunately.
Hey, both were exciting games, and that's all I can ask for. And this one's lining up to be just as exciting as both of them.
Great pitching performances from the Cardinals over the last week and a half or so. Man, it's been amazing.
I mean, I know Monday night I had Wainwright, the complete game 2-run performance. Whether you thought he should have stayed for the 8th or stayed for the 9th or not, you can't. You just have to be wowed at the performance that he has done. Runner is going down to second, and he is going to be. They're going to say he's safe as the ball was knocked out of his glove on the tag. Otherwise, he would have been out.
Yeah,
Bruno, the throw had him beat.
Yeah, ball beat him there for sure. So I don't know if he didn't get the handle on or he kicked it out when he slid in, but Redbird safe.
If Renfro if it was because of that slide, a nice job there. Slid a little bit late to the outside, able to knock the ball out of the glove, and as a result, now with the 3-2 pitch, a runner is at second. Could score here, misses outside.
There's something that needs to adapt too, right? I'm forgetting that we're doing video. I'm used to radio. So you could easily on radio say, I don't know if he slid and kicked that out or not or whatever. Knowing there's video now, so people watching can go, well, yeah, can't you see it right there?
Well, here's
new.
been the hard part, right, is for me wanting to watch the action, I'm wanting to look straight ahead at the play ahead of me. But to be able to recognize, if it's a ball or a strike, have an idea. I'm having to force myself to look over at the video feed up here. Right. It's been a little challenging, but it's what you got to do.
But it will add to your experience. It'll make you better in different situations. And me knowing you the way that I do, you're going to go back and you're going to watch this over and over and over and critique yourself and try to find ways to make yourself better. And we'll do that too. And that's what we try to do in the program is give a lot of hands-on experience and then give some constructive criticism to try to make you better and move forward.
Hard foul ball there from Lawson Bruce down the line. Ends up being 0-2. And that's something we talked about just the other day. That ball normally hits down that line and ends up being in a fan's hand out there on the left field or the right field side. Now they have that netting down all the way almost to close to the foul balls. That one is hit high and deep. Not nearly as deep as I thought, but is caught by the left fielder out there. So that will end the inning, and we'll conclude our talk in just a moment. We'll have the top half of the 6th, and then we'll finish it up with you. But we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, more high school baseball for you on 89.9.
Yeah, that was kind of quick.
It's high school baseball on WLCA 89.9, reporting to you from Busch Stadium. It's the Alton Redbirds leading the Jerseyville Panthers 3-0 in this one. I'm still joined by Mike Lemons. He's going to stay on for this half inning with us. Mike, what a ball game it's been. It's been fun to be out here. The atmosphere is just so great. You know, we were talking previously about, this netting that they have put up down the first and third base lines. As part of it, you have to completely understand the safety aspect of it. But part of it, you miss out on some of that interaction you had with players before. I don't know. It's kind of like it has positives and negatives to it.
Sure. And, I think it was kind of overdue. I'm a traditionalist when it comes to baseball. I don't want to see a DH. I don't want to see some of the other changes. The netting was kind of overdue. Too many people getting hurt on hard line drives. And even though it may take away from the experience, you can't sit down on those seats anymore and have a foul ball, hit to you on a line drive or off the field. But it was kind of overdue. Too many people come to a game. They see it more as a social event and not necessarily watching the game. And too many people getting hurt and kids aren't always going to watch the action and always pay attention. So it was kind of long overdue, and I applaud Major League Baseball for finally getting there.
The positives definitely outweigh the negatives. That's just the kid in me saying, getting that foul ball maybe is Owen Macias in his second inning of work here at Busch Stadium. And he's looked really good so far. A 1-2 count now to Sam Lamer, his second at-bat of the day. The pitch swung on and missed. And they're going to say he actually just stayed alive with it. Nice job there by Lamer to fight that one off.
You're our sports director. I was sports director when I was a student in this program way back when. And
not too long ago, like 15 years ago, right?
Maybe 5 or 6 years ago, something like that. But being able to stay live from Busch Stadium, it's something I never got to do until today. So there's some firsts for both of us.
It's a pretty cool first, right?
Yeah.
That one they're going to say hits the outside corner for strike 3. So another strikeout for Macias. That is 4 batters faced and 4 strikeouts, I believe, for Macias. There's one down now in the top of the 6th inning. This one moving along quickly. It's either a 2.5-hour time limit or they play 9 innings. I think they might get through the 9 innings maybe, Mike.
I think so. We're not even an hour and a half in yet, and we're halfway through the game. So
good chance for it. That one misses outside. Ball 1 to Trenton Decker getting his first at-bat of the game.
The difference in the high school game instead of the pro game, players aren't stepping out and readjusting everything a bunch. Pitchers aren't staring at signs forever. There's not a ton of pitching changes, and when they are, they're not middle innings because they're just rolling people in and out. So naturally, these games are going to go a lot quicker. And a lot of these teams start in the spring when the clocks necessarily haven't changed yet. So a lot of times you've got to get some games in before the darkness sets. Not a lot of lights on some of the fields. So it moves a little bit quicker. So no surprise that they'll probably get through 9 in 2.5 hours.
You have to commend what the Redbirds, the Panthers have been able to do, giving their kids this opportunity. Unfortunately, as that one is swung on and missed 2-2 now, I was never able to play at Busch, and that's an opportunity that I would have loved to have to be able to do this. So kudos to everyone that was able to make this happen for these kids. I know that a lot of the teams go out here, rather often, whether it be every year, every other year. Alton's one of those teams, correct?
Yeah, and they've done it. So my kid's been out for 2 years now, but all 4 years that he was at Alton High, they played games here. And going back even further than that, so a lot of these kids, especially some of those 4-year starters, with the exception of last year, not only they've done it once, they've done it twice, they've done it 3 times. And what a really, really cool experience. Now, how that happens, and many of the people tuning in may realize this, it's a fundraiser for both teams. You sell some tickets to Cardinal games. And they get to come to those games when people buy the tickets, and then the reward is getting to play on these fields.
It's a lot of work, that is for sure. You have to understand why it's not necessarily the most common thing, but I know a lot of the teams, several of the teams in the area do it. So some it's worth it. To some of them it's worth the work, some of it's not.
Right, and St. Louis Cardinals don't have to do that, but it's cool that they do, and parents get to see their kids playing on this field. I know when my son played, I took so many pictures and so much video of his opportunity to play here. And I've got one strikeout on video, which I'm sure he wants me to delete. And I have another infield single, which we'll hold on to.
Checks on the runner over at first, back in time. CJ Bruno in the box now for the Panthers, trailing in this one 3-0. And, we've talked about it plenty, but, situation where definitely you want to win this game, but I think the experience as a whole is what you're more focused on rather than anything. And they show that, getting everyone opportunities to at bat, everything's constantly changing. As that one's roped into the left center field gap, it will be a base hit, and there's runners on first and second. The Panthers have something going here.
Not only playing the game, right, but setting on the top step like you watch the Cardinals do. When they're playing the game as you're in the dugout, and there's a hard, strict rule that players can't throw their bats because they don't want them tearing up this field. So, you have to think about a lot of those things, but they're getting to act like big leaguers right now. That's a pretty cool thing.
Very cool thing.
If I can, let me take the time to thank some people who are helping us.
Go for it.
Of course, our engineer, Dave Karras. Where would we be without Dave?
Where would we be without David?
I don't know. David is cool, and we're lucky to have him. And he's been with me my entire career here. So thanks to him. And then Brian McKinney, who runs our Hathaway Auditorium, and the fact that he's coming to help us out with this broadcast with the video stuff, that he's going to teach us how to use our stuff.
selfless of both of them, that is for sure.
And they come here, and it's great. So thanks to both those guys for being here.
1-0 misses outside, making it 2-0 now. So a very favorable count at this point. You have runners on first and second, a green light count potentially for a dangerous hitter and getting at the plate. Maybe you could do something, get on the board here.
Yeah, why not at Busch? You're at Busch.
Swing away,
If
right?
You don't normally give a 3-0 count, and he was swinging away.
He was swinging away, and
maybe not the best pitch to choose to swing out, but
you could tell kind of, caught him off balance, a little bit of high fastball, almost maybe a little more of a defense thing.
Who knows how many at-bats you're going to get, right, ever at this place. So I wouldn't necessarily want to walk at Busch, So I might swing at something close.
2-1 now to getting the pitch. Swung on a miss. Once again, swings at a high fastball. And that's a little bit more of just a bad pitch selection than anything.
Sure. But Jerseyville has a real shot here, right? I mean, they're down 3-0, 2-2 count. Runners at first and second. If they can push a run or two across, it makes this game a little bit closer.
Especially, if you look at, we're probably going to, there's a good chance we're going to play more than 7 innings at this point. So, you're getting more than an extended, just 1 or 2 outs. And he takes a look at the outside pitch, hits the outside corner for a fastball. That was actually Garrett Smith in the box. Our apologies, as it's a little bit challenging to get some of these names as we can continue rolling here.
And learning how to do broadcasts like this, too, and realizing who you're calling, right? You're not calling major leaguers. So with a major leaguer, we may have said, wait a minute, he chased 2 bad pitches and let one go down play. Yeah. You're not going to do that to a high school student. I used to have coaches before call me over the years where they thought that our broadcasters were a little too critical or they didn't sound good. I had to remind him that your players are amateurs too, just like our broadcasters, right? And so it all works together. And you don't call the games at a high school level like you would expect professional announcers to call the pros.
I hope you haven't had any calls about me up to this point. Keep my fingers crossed.
Not about your play-by-play, but we'll talk about the other.
Swung on and missed by Connor Berry. 1-2 now. Macias still working here, trying to get out of this jam. Probably the best opportunity that the Panthers have had in this ball game. Only 2 hits on the day. Another one here would almost guarantee a run scored. Runners are going, and they frame that one on the inside corner. Strike 3. What a great off-speed pitch there by Macias. And that will end the inning. Mike, why don't you go ahead and take us to break?
All right, you're listening to College Radio's Best, 89.9.
Pitching for Jerseyville, number 2, Michelle Medella.
It's high school baseball on 89.9. The Alton Redbirds and Jerseyville Panthers facing off at Busch Stadium. I'm back with Nathan Tucker now, able to chat with our station manager, our college football aficionado, Mike Lemons, for an inning and a half. Enjoyed it. And now Nathan back on. Nathan, how was your little break?
That was nice, just getting actually to kind of take in the sights a little bit here. The lights kind of coming on a bit more here at Busch. Starting to play under the lights a bit more. An exciting opportunity just to call these games here at Busch again, as we've already said. And I'm sure those players out there kind of like the spotlight being under the lights here at Busch as well.
An exciting opportunity. I mean, absolutely. And it's cool, taking a look just at the field in itself. I've caught myself a couple of times just, as the game's going on, just gazing at the views, just at the different parts of the ballpark, and even looking at the brand new One Cardinal Way across the way, the very huge luxury apartment building. You can see the jumbo board out there broadcasting the Cardinal game. I believe they're still up 3-0.
3-1.
3-1. Okay. All right. Well, come on, Cardinals. We need you to get a win out there in Pittsburgh. Need some wins out there.
That's one thing I got to do during my break was check up on the
There you go.
score.
We appreciate that. Jaden Diaz at the plate now for the Redbirds. This one, first pitch, he's going to pop this one into foul territory. It will be out of play, and there is one strike. New pitcher in this one, it's Nishal Badella for the Panthers. Anything on him?
It's another one we got no stats on. So, his first action, or at least his first recorded action of the season.
You know what? It's all over the place at this point. So
everyone's trying to,
we got to do what we got to do. Got to adjust, right?
You get these guys on the mound. You say you haven't even been on a mound yet this season. Why not take the mound first at Busch Stadium?
I can't think of a better spot to take the mound for the first time. Am I right?
The same mound Mark Mulder threw the very first pitch at the stadium back in 2006.
0-2 is fouled off, making it, or repeating it at 0-2. There we go. But yeah, Mark Mulder throwing out, the first pitch at the brand new at the time Busch Stadium number 3.
Busch Stadium 3, yes.
So many exciting moments. Well, after this pitch, we'll go over some of our favorite memories at Busch Stadium. 1 and 2 as that one misses up and outside. Nathan, favorite memory at Busch. What you got for me?
Oh, man. I mean, there's too many to count. I mean, I think recently, at least, Albert Pujols' return, 2019. I think that was a really memorable moment for not just me, but, all of Cardinal Nation.
They're going to say that it was a dead ball, hit him on the inside, nicked him.
Grazed him a little bit there. Couldn't really hear it from up here. We're usually a bit closer to the backstop, so we can kind of hear those things a little close. So couldn't necessarily hear if it clipped them from here. But, again, we'll take the umpire's word for it.
Now batting it will be Ben Bernay. And I got to say, if this doesn't remind you of being at a Cardinal game, Song of the South playing. If for those that are unfamiliar, Adam Wainwright's walk-up song. And Waino's been with the club for just a few years. This year is year number 15 with the Cardinals. So we've heard Song of the South for quite a few years in the mix. So cool to have that one as the walk-up song.
You can hear, a handful of regular walk-up songs that they kind of been using throughout the game. Makes you feel like you're, at a real pro ball game. Get those authentic walk-up songs. Heard some Nelly in the last half inning, I'm pretty sure.
St. Louis's own Ben Bernay swings and misses at the off-speed pitch. Nice pitch there from Badella. 0-2 now. Or sorry, 1-1 now.
I've liked what I've seen from Bedella. Obviously the hit by pitch was, a close one, kind of grazed him there. Probably didn't, just missed a little bit there. But the guy hasn't pitched yet. It looks okay. It needs to keep that location down just a little bit more than that pitch there.
Fastball misses up. Checks on the runner down at first. Bruno, that was down there, who checked on the runner and ends up being back in time. So 2-1 now.
Say, Ethan, I got to mention my favorite moment at Busch. Say after this next pitch about you do as well.
After this next pitch, absolutely. Swung on, and there's a fly ball. Shallow left field. Left fielder is under it, makes the catch, and there is one down in the inning. I want to say that was John Higgins out there in left field that made the play. And, it's funny because, from our angle, it looks like some of those hits or shots are going to be going a little bit deeper, how high they're hit. You just got to take a look at where the fielders are going at that point. So
it's just like, if you've heard the fans at Busch or any other ballpark for that matter, whenever a pop fly, there's always the handful, a couple thousand people there think it's going to go out of the ballpark. Even though you got to watch the fielders out there to know where the ball's really going to land.
Ends up being, pop up to the second baseman. I mean, you never know.
Hey, sometimes it can look real good off the bat.
Zach Bays takes a look at that one for a strike. 0-1 now. Checks on the runner over first, and now I'll tell you my favorite memory. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to the return of Albert. I was on vacation, and I cried tears during the first game and the last game. And then I cried.
Scene.
And then as that one's roped in between the first baseman and second baseman for a base hit, runners on first and second. We talked about how hard Zach Bays can hit the ball. We saw it right there.
So he really, rocketed that one right out of the infield. First baseman, could have blinked, and the ball was already behind him there. He gets down to first base. A good chance for the Redbirds here. Got one out, 2 men on. A chance to kind of add to this 3-0 lead.
Right, Brylan Reed at the plate now for the Redbirds. My favorite memory. Sorry, I just keep getting interrupted here. Quit doing anything good, guys. Come on. But, it would have to be in 2011. This one's hit on the ground to the third baseman. Steps on the bag at third, and the throw goes wide to the first baseman, Sam Lamer. So they're able to get the force out. And there is 2 down in the inning now. Get the lead runner, not able to complete the double play. So runners on first and second now. And now I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now. Okay, so favorite memory, back in 2011, during the start of that playoff run, the Cardinals and Cubs were playing, and Albert was at the plate in a game where the Cardinals had been trailing 2-1, were able to come down to their last strike. Sounds familiar, right, for 2011. That was a common theme. And it was Ryan Theriot who was able to double down the line to tie the game up. And in the bottom of the 10th, Albert came up after already hitting a walk-off home run the day before. He hits a walk-off home run for the second straight day, back-to-back walk-off home runs, and I was lucky to be at the second one. Only the second player in MLB history to do so, and it was the last time that I ever saw Albert play, who at the time was my idol, still my favorite athlete ever to play the game.
And he did it right here at this, great ballpark. It's been the host of so many legends of the game throughout the time, and Albert, probably right there at the top of that list.
Swung on and missed by Caden Lasley, and it is 1-2 now. So runners on first and second now with 2 down. Lasley an opportunity to extend this lead, and that one gets past the catcher on the wild pitch. So runners on second and third now.
Say a pitch that was behind Lasley there. Catcher honestly did a good job, getting any piece of it, keeping it somewhat around home plate. That one could have rolled to the backstop, and it might have been an even different situation. Well, I actually taken a look at, maybe not necessarily Bays, probably not necessarily the running threat at third base there.
Probably not. And I just got notified as this one's sent on the ground to the shortstop. Throw on to first. Able to beat him by just a half a step. That will end the inning. So another 0 on the board for the Panthers in this one. 3-0 our score. We're heading to the top of the 7th where Jerseyville will try to lessen this lead. You're listening to High School Baseball on 89.9.
I took some from here, but I'll get down there.
Behind us or anything?
Pitching for Alton, number 26, Lawson Bruce.
Welcome back to high school. Welcome back to high school baseball on 89.9. Sorry about that. Had a little mix up there, but all good. As we begin play, everything's all good, right? We're at Busch Stadium, right? As we resume play here, top of the 7th inning, at the play or pitching now will be Lawson Bruce. We saw him just a couple of days ago in that game against the Redbirds. Looked really good when he was out there.
Yes, they had a lot of velocity in that game in Roxana. The pitcher for the Redbirds, didn't give up a run, hasn't given up a run all season, and his appearances yet so far this year for the Redbirds. Lawson Bruce has pitched 4 2/3 inning for this Redbirds team, 4 strikeouts, 6 walks. They probably want to manage that a little bit more. Hopefully, he doesn't get into any walk trouble here today and allow Jerseyville some runners on base. But really, the story has been Alton's pitching dominating this ball game. Jerseyville, 2 hits only in this ball game, has had some base running mistakes that have probably kept a few runs off the board for him, and really just a great job of the Alton pitching staff. Everyone on this Alton pitching staff seen a real, great performance from 5-6 guys out there so far tonight.
Lights out performance and only 2 hits allowed in the ball game. So you talk about the phenomenal performance. I mean, the stats back it up. No runs, but also only 2 hits. So it's not even like they've had too many really good opportunities in this game to get runners on base or to score runners. So definitely a productive game for the Redbirds in this one. It's going to be John Higgins who's going to be trying to get the Panthers back in it, as he will be leading off the top of the 7th inning. And, this game started at 6 o'clock. They have 2.5 hours, so they still have about 45 minutes of play left. 3 innings left to play is the max that they would go to, 9 innings, but could get through this maybe at least probably 2 more innings of play.
I say, get basically a full ball game out there. A great chance, for all these kids getting out in this game, getting a chance to play at Busch Stadium. Usually a high school game, only 7 innings long. Stretch it out a little bit, get everyone some chance to play out there.
That one misses outside. 1-1 now to Higgins. His first at bat of the day in this one.
Higgins, a junior for this team. First position, he's an infielder, but he can also pitch. He's an outfielder as well.
This one's fouled back, and if that screen wasn't there, it would have been relatively close to our area. I'm still waiting for a foul ball to get over here. My chances are starting to run low as the game continues.
We're running out of innings and at-bats here for a foul ball opportunity.
0-2 now to Higgins. Looking for his 3rd hit on the season. Third baseman played way over to the right, almost in the shortstop position. Swung on and missed. And there is 1 down in the inning. So a strikeout for Lawson Bruce. Add that on to the total for the day.
For Alton's total of the day that keeps piling up. I mean, I wasn't on the radio, but Macias just really mowed down some batters there for Alton for a couple innings and really did a great job on the mound. How many strikeouts is that? 7 strikeouts on the day for Alton?
7 strikeouts.
Not a bad number for high school baseball, if I do say so myself.
Relatively impressive, Lawson Bruce. We saw him a hard thrower out there for the Redbirds. Like we said, we saw him a little bit against Roxana. Came in, really changed up the velocity total in that game, and we recognized that and was able to shut it down in the 7th inning and get the Redbirds to hold on to that win against the Shells. It was a great game. This one swung on and missed, showing that fastball once again, this high fastball. 1-1 now.
Lawson Bruce really took control of that game, really shut down a Roxana team. Roxana was really fighting back in that game and looked like they had all the momentum. Were going to come back and win that game, but Lawson Bruce just shut them down and made sure Alton took that one home.
The 1-1 misses outside. 2-1 now.
This is the only issue that Bruce really has, is that he can pepper the zone, but he tends to miss a bit and tends to miss low a little bit. He tends to pick up these walks at times. He has 6 walks and 4 2/3 innings before this one.
That one misses outside. 3-1 now to the batter Nevin McDuffie, his first at bat of the day. So we're starting to see some of these guys get some of these guys that are more so subs get some playing time now, get some at bats. Like we've talked about, got to get everyone some at-bats here at Busch.
You can't, this is an opportunity for a lot of these kids where you got, to play at a stadium that they've, watched throughout their childhood and gone to, I'm sure, several times for a lot of these kids, if not, more. This is just a place where dreams kind of come true out there for some of these high schoolers.
3-2 misses low for ball 4. So a runner reaches base here with 1 down in the top of the 7th. And as a result, that means that the tying run is in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, tying run on the on-deck circle. And, Jerseyville could try to fight a little bit, try to scratch a little bit here, try to get something going, they'd love to at least get a run on the board here in the 7th and try to make this a more competitive game toward the later inning.
Austin Hayes at the plate for the Panthers, getting his first at-bat. Fouls the first one off. It will go out of play, and there is one down.
Bangs off one of the green seats down there by the dugout.
I always forget that those green seats are down there, to the right side of the Cardinals dugout, not on the third base side, only on the home team's dugout side. But yeah, there's, just 3 or 4 rows of green seats over there. And I wonder if it's the same treatment as they have over here as this one. Check swing pops out of the glove, and as a result, McDuffie will reach second base. So runner in scoring position now, an opportunity for the batter to bring in the runner.
As a chance for Jerseyville to get that run across the board, finally try to fight in this one here. 7th inning, try a chance to get the rally going here late.
1-1 now to Hayes. The pitch from Bruce. Swung on and missed. Once again, blew the heat by him. 1-2 to Hayes.
And just to circle back on, you talk about the green seat service over there. Yes, it is the same down on the first base side. It's, you just want to get a better view of the dugout from that side, really.
That's about right. 1-2, swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Bruce, and there's 2 down in the inning. So 2 batters down, both via the strikeout in this one. And now it will be at the plate. As we take a look, it'll be Nishal Badella batting here with an opportunity to get it to a 2-run deficit with a base hit. The pitch. Shows bunt, sends it down to the third baseman, throw on to first, and he will be retired. And takes a little bit of a tumble there as he bounced into the much larger Zach Bays. And, Badella over there, a small guy, so a very different size difference over there. But, I like the idea, trying to, change things up, surprise that Alton defense a little bit, but they were right on top of that.
Yes, that just shows you the skill, the professionalism really of this Alton team and how well, this team is coached up. Scott Harper doing a great job there, and really just a good job by this Alton team getting out of that little brief jam and keeping 0 runs on the board for their pitchers.
3-0 our score. We're heading to the bottom of the 7th. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to High School Baseball on College Radio's Best.
We are back with high school baseball here on College Radio's Best. It will be number 16, John Higgins, pitching for the Jerseyville Panthers, getting us started here in the bottom of the 7th inning. As my co-commentator just is about getting back to us, the first pitch from Higgins is wild and to the backstop. The pitch to Ben Burnett, getting us started here in the bottom of the 7th. Higgins on the season, not a lot of pitching numbers. Excited to see what he can do out there. And second pitch also goes high, but that one caught by the catcher for ball 2. Higgins steps and deals. Bounces that one about 5-10 feet short of home plate. Ball 3 to Burnett here. Burnett likely taking all the way on the 3-0 count. The pitch. And that will be strike 1. The ump slow on the call there, but finally rings it up for the first strike of our at bat. The count goes to 3-1. as my co-commentator Ethan Hannaford rejoins the broadcast as pitch goes for ball 4. Again, the late sign from the umpire there, and Bernay takes first base to start off the bottom of the 7th here for Alton.
Yeah, sorry about that. And it's funny. We have seen that come into play a couple of times today, right, where pitchers are not exactly sure if it's – or pitchers and batters are not exactly sure. Well, is he going to call it a strike? Is it going to be am I going to have to be able to head on down to first? That time it's ball 4, runner on first with no one down, as it's Joe Tobin at the plate now. Takes a look at a ball outside, and it is 1-0 now.
And that momentary hesitancy from the umpire leaves us with our headsets and microphones, leaves us to wait just an extra second or so.
This one is going to be fouled off by Tobin. Just about got a fan out there, but luckily ends up missing him.
He shielded his head. I think he was
ready to go.
He was as prepared as he could be there.
He wasn't embracing the foul ball nearly as much as he was trying to protect himself. But, either way, it works either way.
Fans, I think more fans should realize that not all foul balls are meant to be caught. Some are just meant to be, got out of the way of at times. And I think, a good call by our fan down there, just letting that one bounce off a seat.
2-1 misses up, 3-1 now to Tobin. From the stretch, the pitch from Higgins. Outside corner, able to locate 3-2 there. A good pitch there. Trying to 3-1 a lot of times where fastballs end up getting thrown right down the middle. That's where we see a lot of damage done. A good job there keeping on the outside corner, keeping the runner from swinging. This one sent on a line to the third baseman. Bounces off of the glove. I think it was off the glove and then ricocheted off of his shoe.
I think so, yeah.
As a result, rolls to the shortstop. Trenton Decker ends up being a base hit. So runners on first and second. Are you calling that a base hit or are you calling that an error?
I think that's a base hit just because the ball is hit real hard. And, I think, it's one of those situations where, third baseman probably should have had that one. But, maybe the hometown scorers for the Redbirds here. Give
the kid a base hit.
Yeah, give the kid a base hit on the situation. And I think, Bernay, I believe, was running on the pitch. So he was basically already at second by the time that squibbed over to the shortstop.
Shows bunt down the third base line. Throw to first. He is in there safely. So it is a beautiful bunt down the third base line.
That's James Van Bakitis there.
James Van Bakitis.
Great little drag bunt there. And, easy infield single there and a bases loaded situation here for Alton in the 7th.
Now real trouble for the Panthers. An opportunity for the Redbirds to blow this one open potentially with a base hit with the way that the Panthers have struggled on the offensive side, the way that the Redbirds have been so successful today facing off against the Panthers on the mound. A base hit here could potentially really, seal the deal in this ball game.
And this is John Higgins, a guy who really hasn't had enough experience or a lot of experience, if any experience. We don't have any numbers for him so far in this season. So, it's a pressure cook situation. Bases loaded here at Busch.
That one misses outside. 2-0 now to the batter, Preston Sheppers, who on the season having a lot of success, batting .333. Would love to raise that here. 3-0 now, the count.
He'd love to add to that RBI total this season.
That's if he gets an opportunity to do so. 3-0 now.
Higgins has had trouble finding the zone so far tonight.
And he shows that once again. Misses for ball 4. A run scores as a result. And that will make the lead 4-0 now for the Redbirds. So they were finally able to add on a run besides what they were able to do in the third inning. So far, all of our action had come from that one inning. And now, you're in real big trouble. Bases loaded, no one out. You're getting into the meat of this lineup now. It's Quentin Renfro.
Quentin Renfro, a guy, who's also very capable of hitting the ball. We've seen it in this season. He's above 300 hitter. He can, drive the ball. Hasn't had an RBI quite yet, but I believe he was leading off in the game we saw before. He was playing near the top of the order or bottom of the order. One of those, I'm pretty sure.
It was either the 1 spot or the 9 spot.
Yeah.
Which one it was, I do not remember.
And kind of similar.
Yes, I could just look at my batting lineup from it, couldn't I?
I'd say maybe.
He was in the 9 spot.
In the 9 spot.
So it seemed like the top of the order.
Yeah, and especially with this Alton lineup kind of plowing through at times, it kind of felt like a top of the order type guy. And a lot of times, a lot of teams like to use that 9 spot as a kind of secondary leadoff position.
2-1 swung on, fouled off the mask of the umpire. Looks like he's all right though. Unfazed completely, didn't even move. It looked like
Just got another ball for him.
2-2 now. So a good hack there by Renfro, and an opportunity now for them to blow this game open. It looks like the Panthers, with the infield in on an opportunity to do so, will be going home for the force out.
I say a hard hit ground ball through any of those gaps on the infield, really, that's 1 or maybe even 2 runs for this Alton team.
The 2-2 misses up, 3-2 now. Now you're starting to get maybe a situation where, who knows how deep the Panthers are on numbers as far as pitchers go. You've thrown 7 pitchers today, and maybe you're starting to see some of the lack of depth. 3-2 is swung on, hit, sent down the left field line. It's going to end up being just foul. And that one may have been extra bases if it would have been maybe 10 feet to the right.
Say maybe even a ground rule double bouncing over into those seats in left field.
So here's a question. I'm assuming this is right. If it bounces off that netting, it's a ground rule double, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, that's what I'd assume. I guess I haven't seen a situation for the Cardinals at least yet where that's happened.
I think it would have to be like an actual fence there to be considered part of the wall, I would assume.
The 3-2 misses up for ball 4. So 5-0 now. It looks like the Panthers will go to a new pitcher now out there.
And really, that's just in part to save kind of John Higgins' day out there on the mound. You don't want this situation to go from bad to worse. He's already walked in 2 runners here. You don't want to try to make this a game that you can't even potentially get back from. It's already a 5-run game here laid on, and you don't really want to embarrass the kid out there. You want to try to keep him out, try to keep him available. And Blake Carey going to be the pitcher coming in for Jerseyville now, replacing John Higgins. And Blake Carey on the season, again, we don't have that many numbers recorded for him. We're getting to the depth here of Jerseyville's pitching staff, and just have to kind of see what he has out there once it gets going.
Okay, so while they're doing the pitching, the warm up right there, we're gonna stay here. We're at Busch Stadium, so why not? Let's stay here. All right.
Might as well.
Taking a look at this beautiful ballpark, right? Where is your go-to spot to sit if you could sit anywhere?
If I can sit anywhere,
okay.
Or
obviously,
can I just say my normal spot here?
We'll go. How about this normal spot, and then we'll go favorite view.
Okay, my normal spot is up in right field in the Bud Terrace.
Okay,
because I like hanging out there before a game at times. Especially on the weekends, they show us like other games.
A nice cold one.
Yeah, some lovely drinks up there in the terrace really my best view or my favorite view is just south of the press box up at top at the 300, 400 level. You get a great view of home plate and all the city from up there.
Pop up on the first pitch from Macias is going to be caught, and that will mean there is 1 down. So a huge opportunity there for Macias, who tripled to the wall earlier in the game. Swinging for the fences there. Saw the high fastball, but not able to come through. So 1 down now in the inning, and a big first out there for Blake Carey.
Getting that first out of the inning, huge for this Jerseyville team. Obviously, Higgins was struggling out there. Getting that out, and it doesn't line up with math, but guys like to say that first out of an inning feels like half an inning at times. And right there for Jerseyville, getting that out really feels like half an inning.
That one misses low to Zach Bays, making it 1-0 now to a guy we talk about has power, can potentially drive in a run. We'll see what he's able to do here. There's a fly ball hit out to straight center field. He is under it, makes the catch. Runner is tagging, throw to third, and the runner will score. Runner does not tag from second, so a run does score. 6-0 our score now, but there are 2 down in the inning.
A nice little, sac fly there from Bays, the DH first baseman, doing his part, getting on the score sheet, getting an RBI on that sac fly opportunity there. And I think, if he was just a little bit earlier on that one, maybe he could have got around on it a bit more and drove it with a bit more power.
First pitch is going to be fouled out of play. At the plate, it is Caden Lasley, who does have a home run on the season. Would really have to hit a rocket to get out of Busch, though. 400 to straight center, 375 to the Cardinals bullpen. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Pops out of the glove. As a result, the runners will advance. So runners on second and third now with 2 down and 2 strikes on Lasley. An opportunity to try and get out of this inning.
And on the other hand, if you're Alton, if you're Lasley in the box, you get a base hit out to the outfield here. That's another 2 runs for your team. Really blows this game wide open.
The 0-2 misses up and out. 1-2 now. Six runs on 7 hits. 1 error today for the Redbirds. No runs, 2 hits. As this one sent on the ground to the first baseman. Lamer is there, and that will end the inning. So a couple of runs come across the score, 3 to be exact, doubling the lead from 3 to 6 for the Redbirds. The Panthers will look to retaliate when we come back. You're listening to High School Baseball on College Radio's Best and YouTube Live.
Alton Redbirds pitcher is number 19, Ian Bernard.
Welcome back to High School Baseball on 89.9. 6-0 our score. It is the Alton Redbirds leading in this one. They were able to tack on 3 in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now it will be Ian Barnard who will get a chance to get some work on the mound for the Redbirds, as he will try to put us in the 8th-0 up in this ball game for the Redbirds. 6-0 our score. Redbirds outscoring, out-hitting, really outdoing everything in that aspect.
Out pitching.
Yeah, they're having a really solid game. And it's not that the Panthers haven't. We're just seeing, you try to get everyone to get some time into pitch at Busch Stadium. As a result, maybe a little bit of some struggles coming along with that, with the lack of pitching depth that they have.
Yeah, it's really been a tale of 2 innings for Alton here. It's 2 innings of 3 runs each, and the 3rd and the 7th of this ball game have really proven to be the difference here. And it's just been 2 pitching performances that Alton really took advantage of and was able to get some runs across the board, get some runs across the plate there, and really, the difference in this ball game, I would say, has been that difference in pitching depth between Alton and Jerseyville, and we're just seeing what a deep team this Alton team really is.
Sam Lamer at the plate for the Panthers in this one on the season, a 143 average. So looking to raise that a little bit here. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Healthy cut there to start off the inning.
They say a healthy hack there. And you like to see that here laid on, trying to get back in this ball game.
The 0-1. Swung on and missed again. 0-2 now. So definitely getting opportunity for pitches to hit at and trying to take advantage of them. Just hasn't been able to connect yet. That one hits the corner for strike 3. And that is a quick out number 1 here in the top of the 8th.
And that is a really nice strikeout pitch from Ian Barnard there. You really just nothing the hitter can do in that situation. There's really just nowhere for him to go with that pitch. If you even get a piece of it, you're probably just grounding out to second base or first base there. Just really good pitch, a really good delivery from Barnard there, getting the first out of the inning.
First pitch swung and fouled back there by Trenton Decker. Decker 0 for 1 on the day. listed as an infielder and a pitcher. We haven't seen him pitch today, I don't believe. Am I correct? I don't.
We
think
haven't
we
seen
have seen
Decker
pitch. It's kind of getting hard to keep track of at this point. We've seen so many different pitchers from both teams. That one hits the outside corner. 0-2 now on the season. Decker 294, 4 RBIs. He's having a productive start to the season. Second on this team in RBIs. The 0-2. This one's fouled back. And that one, once again, would have been close to if that stupid netting wasn't there. If only the netting that keeps people safe wasn't there, right?
As I say, you call it stupid. I am very thankful for it because I don't want to have to catch all these foul balls.
The 0-2 now from Barnard. Fouled off. He'll stay alive for another one.
So we're back around to the top of the Jerseyville order here. It's kind of, obviously flip-flopped a little bit here with the free changes, the free substitutions all game, but back at the one spot in the order here officially.
0-2 now. From Barnard, the pitch. Swung on and missed. That is 2 strikeouts to start off the top of the 8th. Ian Barnard looking good here. There are 2 down in the inning.
Yes, they caught the first guy looking, caught Sam Lamer looking on the first strikeout, got him swinging on the second strikeout there. They're feeling really confident on the mound here. Just the same story for all these Alton pitchers out there, just really, in a groove out there on the mound.
Now at the plate, CJ Bruno facing off against Barnard.
I believe Bruno has been hitting 2 all day, too, as well.
He has, yes, he has. As far as I know. I think we're kind of all over the place, but I believe so.
All the substitutions have kind of been, playing havoc on our scorebook here, but Bruno has been staying in that 2-hole.
First pitch misses up, 1-0 now. Cardinals, if you were wondering, getting a little bit of an update for you. Leading the Pirates 6-3 in the 7th inning. Let's go Cards.
Got to hang on just for a few more there.
Would love to see the Cardinals get a first win in Pittsburgh. But I believe that one is called for a strike, 1-1 now. But I believe that Flaherty is on tomorrow. So it's always good to get a first game win with Flaherty going into game 2. The hope is that Flaherty can lock up the game 2 win and you can lock up a series win. That one is roped in between the third baseman and shortstop for a base hit. So it is a single for CJ Bruno and maybe a little bit of a 2-out rally here for the Panthers.
Yeah, I say a chance to try to get something going here. And again, you just haven't had a whole lot going. You've had a couple singles so far in this ball game, and you'd love to try to tie those singles together a little bit more here, try to create something. Got 2 outs here. It's always a harder task. It's always easier said than done to try to create some offense especially against the pitchers that are working and moving today, like Alton.
I know we said it earlier, but Matt Carpenter able to come up with that 3-run home run. Second time in as many days. This one fouled off, ends up going behind.
Say those fans tried to make a catch there, then realized how close it truly was. It got out of the way.
Said, "Wow, that's actually moving in a lot faster than I thought it was."
Those hurt. They don't tell you how much a foul ball hurts until you try to catch it.
0-1 now, but Carpenter his second 3-run bomb in as many days, and you gotta love seeing him maybe start to build a little momentum. He's been hitting the ball hard. Hopefully he can continue that as we continue to move on into the season. And, I'm not sure if there's going to be no matter how well he's hitting, I'm not sure if he's going to get a starting spot. But I can tell you that, having that presence for Mike Schill to be able to go and be confident that Carpenter can do something off the bench, that'd be huge.
I say it's always good to have that guy to go to off the bench and have that veteran role. I mean, this is a team, obviously, between you got Carpenter, Molina, Wainwright. You have so much veteran leadership on that team. It's so crucial to the way, Cardinals baseball is truly played.
When that confidence is built up, Carpenter, a guy, hopefully, the leadership continues to be effective. Matt Carpenter, a great leader in that locker room. That. And, a guy that even if he is struggling, he's going to continue to lead. And that's one of the things that's so commendable about him. Swings and misses at the 2-1. High fastball, 2-2 now. And Garrett Smith going to have to do a little bit of fighting.
I say it's kind of a lazy hack there on that second strike, just kind of sticking the bat out there, trying to get maybe a little piece of it. But need a little bit more, enthusiasm, a little more emphasis in that hack.
The 2-2. Misses low, 3-2 now.
count full, 2 outs here in the 8th. Jerseyville needs to get a piece of something here. Needs to try to fight. Get anything in this game. Try to at least have something on the board here at Busch Stadium.
We have 20 minutes left in this ball game time. So they'll finish out the inning. I'm assuming whenever they start one, but there's a good chance. Depending on how long the remainder of this inning goes, as that one's fouled off to the right side, that this could be the last inning, maybe the last chance for Panthers. Maybe they get a chance in the top of the 9th. Maybe you get to play that.
I think they would get a chance to play the top of the 9th.
Depending on when the top of the 9th, how long the bottom of the 8th took. If the Redbirds score 5 runs, then it's going to take too long.
We're in the different area here of baseball being on a time schedule here.
It's back to Little League ball.
Yes. Other
So
team has
weird.
to use the field.
The 3-2. Gets the outside corner for strike 3. Got him looking. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Ian Barnard. That ends the half inning. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th, where Alton will have a chance to continue to add on to their impressive lead. In this one, you're listening to high school baseball from the stadium on 89.9 and YouTube Live. Welcome back to high school baseball on 89.9, college radio's best. From Busch Stadium, say it every inning. I mean,
Hey, why not?
Yeah, why not, right? I mean, it's still so surreal to me that we're getting to do this from Busch Stadium. What an opportunity it's been. The Redbirds leading big in this one. You had a chance, we kind of got caught up in the midst of the action, but you had a chance to talk about your favorite spots, your go-to spots to sit. Man, it's tough for me because I would say that my go-to spot to sit where I normally sit the most, if it's not COVID, I'm sitting in the bleachers. I'm sitting where the closest I can find to the bullpen, maybe catch a ball, maybe to the bottom of that field. I think it's a great view out there.
Always just love the fans out in the bleachers too. Kind of
a different breed out there.
A real, the real fan atmosphere out in the bleachers. Not the same fans you get out, in the expensive seats around home plates, or the real fans out there in the bleachers are up in the high 400 levels here at Busch Stadium.
I would say my favorite spot to go though would have to be right below the National Car Rental Club. It's too expensive for me. College student, I can't afford those. They're one of the most expensive tickets in the ballpark. But the tickets in the areas, to the left and to the right, usually not very expensive. Also, in my opinion, I think it's the best view in the ballpark.
Especially from this right field view where you can see into downtown St. Louis. I think it's one of the better views in all of baseball.
I completely agree. And I've only sat there one time. There's a base hit down the line, hit by Jaden Diaz. He is going to head to second base. He's going to have a stand-up double, and there is a leadoff double to start this one off. But, as we kind of continue to talk, one of the best views in baseball, one of the best ballparks in baseball for sure. I mean, it doesn't get better.
Yeah, really. It doesn't get better. I mean, again, we've said it several times throughout this broadcast, just really, grateful and lucky to be able to bring baseball to you from Busch Stadium. It's one of the dreams I had growing up and entering this program. I'm sure yours as well, Ethan, and just being able to call some baseball here at Busch Stadium. It's been a true pleasure tonight.
When I told my best friend since kindergarten, shout out to Hudson out there. But when I told him about this, he messaged me back and he said, mini dream accomplished. And I love that he knew that. He knew, wow, Ethan gets to broadcast at Busch. That's exciting. But, I don't want to settle. My goal is to be up in the big press box someday. And how cool of an opportunity it is, at the age that we are, as this one is popped up on the infield. Lamer is there, able to make the catch. So 1 down in the inning now for the Redbirds. But, able to, I'm 20 and I'm getting to broadcast a game from Busch Stadium. Very cool opportunity. And it's all fun out here. We're having a lot of fun covering this one.
So yeah, I'm 20 something and I get to call a game out here at Busch Stadium.
Hey, it's fun. It's fun. It's all good. At the plate now, it's James Vambakitis. Starting pitcher in this one. I believe he only went 1 inning when I was told that he was going to go 2. Ended up only going 1.
It seems the lineups that we were given are a bit fluid so far today, and that's kind of part and parcel of playing here at Busch Stadium and getting everyone some time in there, and trying to shuffle things around to get everyone some time.
But you know what it does also for us is it helps us recognize, yes, we want to be right on, we want to be accurate with this, but it also, it's a reminder to me to, hey, loosen up, let's have some fun with
We got to
this.
flow a little bit more.
You have to understand, when it's a game like this, there's going to be things that are going to be kind of hard to figure out who's at the plate, who made that catch in center because it was a new guy the last inning.
We've watched or listened to spring training Cardinals games, and oftentimes when the minor leaguers start coming up, a lot of those numbers and names aren't quite known.
Rope down the right field line. It's going to end up being just foul. Vambakitis just inches away from having an RBI double, but as a result, he'll go back to the box with a 2-2 count now. But sorry to interrupt you there. It was just an exciting play almost happened. So what were you? Continue with what you were talking about.
I think that exciting play might have derailed my train of thought there. It kind of just turned my attention to the fact that, having 4 umpires out here today probably gave us an actually accurate call on that play, because that would have been the home plate umpire's call in a normal high school ball game. So having that first base umpire out there calling it a bit closer out there give us, a more accurate call than we might get before in a high school game.
Vambakitis takes the 2-2. 3-2 now. The pitch from Carey. Fouled off. He'll get another opportunity.
Another one bouncing out into the seats, the red seats behind home plate.
You have to imagine, though, this atmosphere right now, this ballpark, how it is. This is really how it was during these guys for COVID last year. You have a few fans down low that are cheering as that one misses up for ball 4. So Vambakitis will reach base via the base on balls. But, there's basically no one here. There's a matter of, 100 people, 200 people here?
Maybe a couple hundred.
To this extent, that's really how it was last year for the Cardinals. Can you imagine playing every single game like this when so many times it's a little bit different in high school, there's not many fans, but you feed off that energy. And, just having no one there had to have been so weird.
And you think about the professional level. We talk about, high school level, college level at times, can be, smaller crowds, not that many fans there. But at the professional level, especially here, Busch Stadium, baseball heaven, place where they're used to, averaging 40,000 fans a game.
Shallow blooper is going to get down in front of the left fielder, a base hit. They'll hold the runner at third. So the base is loaded now with 1 out. An opportunity to really extend this lead. 8:18 the current time. So they have to get 2 outs before 8:30 hits is what I believe that it is, in order for Jerseyville to get another chance to bat. We'll see if they're able to do so now. But then, depending on how the remainder of this inning goes.
Does this become a soccer situation where there's you might do some gamesmanship time wasting out there just to kind of, all right, I got this game wrapped up. I don't want to go back out there for another half inning of play. You
I don't know.
Maybe call timeout in the box a couple extra times.
I assume the mindset doesn't change. Take good at bats, work it how you can.
Considering everything else that we've gone through in this this very fluid baseball game here at Busch Stadium, I would imagine it kind of stays the same, and we would like to actually see Jerseyville get a chance in the top of the 9th.
0-1 count to the batter. I believe that is Quentin Renfro at the plate. I'm about 95% sure.
Yep,
that one hits him, so a runner will score. It was Renfro, as now I see the number, I can confirm it. So 7-0 our score now, as he is hit by the pitch. And the lead just keeps getting bigger, starting to not get very pretty. And an opportunity now for Owen Macias to do some damage.
Yeah, the chance for Macias, and who in his last at bat popped up and couldn't really take advantage of a situation to drive in some runs, and it really probably stole the show today with his performance on the mound, striking out, I believe it was 5 batters in a row there in a couple innings.
He was very impressive for the time period, and he ropes this one into right field. It's going to be caught on the dropped. He bobbles the hard hit, throw on to second, not able to make the play. They hold the runner up at third, so it is an RBI for Macias. He hit that ball so hard and it popped right out of the glove of Connor Berry out there in right field. Probably a ball he should have caught, but it was hit hard. You have to understand probably some backspin on it, some topspin maybe. And as a result, 8-0 our score now.
Say maybe that's one, especially, it's night now, Busch Stadium. You got the bright lights kind of shining down on you. Maybe that's one where the eyes kind of get caught up in the lights and you kind of lose that ball, kind of trying to track it in a stadium environment, not used to it. And a line drive there for Zach Bays, ripping one to right field, and that'll bring home one and another run for Alton.
So 2 more runs scoring here, and I talked about, unless 5 runs score, they'll probably get a chance. Well, 4 runs have scored now, 10-0 is our score, and Alton has really blown this game up.
So they've blown the game wide open here in this 8th inning, and really it's probably the right result on the day, considering the way Alton has played this game. Really, the pitching depth, showing out so well for this Alton team, and the power and offense, that they've had all season, really showing here tonight at Busch.
10-0 our score now at Busch Stadium in the bottom of the 8th. 8:21, so they have 9 minutes. I'm not really sure at this point, honestly, if it ends up being 3 minutes short. If they give them another inning, there's a chance this may be the last inning.
Is there a run rule at Busch Stadium games?
There's not a run rule in high school baseball, so I'd assume there's not at Busch Stadium either. And if it was 10 runs in the 8th, you think that would fit it, right?
I think that would be called. I mean, the Marquette game we did call the other day actually did get run ruled in 5 innings.
Sorry, yes, there is a run rule. I'm sorry. There is a run rule. I don't know what I was thinking, as this one's going to be fouled out of play. So there's a run rule after 5 innings. It's 10. But at Busch Stadium specifically.
Yeah, I don't think that they would.
Yes.
At least, we haven't been given a specific set of Busch Stadium rules, although I know that is a bit more fluid than the normal set of high school baseball rules.
We'll see if they give Jersey another chance to bat in this one, though. Bases are runners on first and third. Macias at third, Bays at first, and this one is sent on a line, caught in center field, throw on back to first. They're going to have him doubled up, so that will end the inning. So quite a nice little double play there. Ball was caught in center field, throw on to first. They caught Bays in between, and the inning is over. 5 runs do come in to score, though. 11-0 is our score. The Panthers, we'll see if they get another chance to bat now. It looks like Alton is taking the field, so we will have one final chance for the Panthers to try to put up some miraculous comeback in this one. You're listening.
Get the rally caps on.
You're listening to High School Baseball on College Radio's Best.
It's like 2.5 hours or 9 innings, whichever comes first. Pitching for Alton, number 2, Ben Bernier.
Welcome back to High School Baseball on 89.9. Our score, 10-0. The Alton Redbirds really blowing this one up in the last 2 innings. It was a very competitive ball game for the majority of it. It was 3-0 going into the bottom of the 7th. Alton really having other plans, though, with this one. 10-0, or the score, as they were able to tack on 3 in the 7th, 4 in the 8th, and it has been all Redbirds since.
Yes, I just really a dominating performance from this Alton Redbirds team on really every aspect of the game today. Offense, defense. We've seen some great plays out in the field. We've seen some great pitching on the mound. I think that base running mistake there by Bays in that last inning, probably really the only time I've seen a true mistake from this Alton club all game. And
there was a wild throw on a pickoff attempt early in the game.
That was in the first inning.
And we just had a warm-up throw from the catcher go high. So that's really all it's been today.
That's all the criticism we could possibly have so far, at least.
You take a look early in this game, Jerseyville had a couple of good chances early, some base running mistakes. Maybe if you are able to tack on some runs there, it's a different vibe in this game. Who knows?
And so you can get a little, change the momentum early on in this game, because there's a point in the third inning before Alton got their runs where we were, kind of waiting which offense was going to break out first. And we were kind of assuming that, Jerseyville had a couple of chances that they might, have that chance. But Alton's power, Alton's pitching just really kind of showed how good they are really throughout this game.
Just a reminder, a quick thanks to everyone that was able to be a part of, help us out with this broadcast. We greatly appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun being able to be here today. Engineer Dave Carey's, video producer Brian McKinney, and of course, the St. Louis Cardinals for allowing us to come out here. Greatly appreciate all of your guys' help today. I know it's been a lot, but we're almost finished here on what has been a fun broadcast, as that one is sent on the ground to Macias over there at first. And there is one down as he steps on the bag himself. And, of course, didn't even give one to Mike Lemons over here behind us, the station manager who, helped me put this all together. Greatly appreciate it, Mike, as always, and your help. As he blows it off, acting like he did nothing to be a part of it.
It's too cool to act like, to act like he's too big of a part of it.
As we continue here in the top of the ninth, close one there, as that one almost got John Higgins, but able to get out of the way. Ben Bernay is on the mound for the Redbirds in this one. In the top of the ninth, looking to get the save. Well, it's not really a save if you don't end up, or if it's not 3 runs. So as this one, the reason that we were paused for a moment is because that was probably the closest ball we've had to getting to hit or getting near us there, but ends up going just I don't know, 10 yards away from us.
I figure at least one of us here on commentary should have an eye on the foul balls at times.
Yeah.
just in case.
Preferably not the one that's talking at the time. That's probably what my mistake was. So So
hey, it happens here. It's the 9th inning. It's been it's been a game. We've had to watch a few dozen foul balls come back here so far.
2-1 the count now. To Higgins, the pitch. Swung on, that one is hit into center field. A base hit for Higgins. So his first hit of the ball game. And he is now back up to 500 on the season. So Higgins only 6 at-bats here on the year, but good start.
Yes, a good start for Higgins on the year. And, hasn't got, like you said, hasn't had a lot of plate appearances, but maybe, a at-bat like that, a plate appearance like that can try to, win him, some spots in the lineup moving forward in the season, try to get him some starts and, try to get him some more games and some more plate appearances to try to, show what he can really do out there.
At the plate now, I believe that's Nevin McDuffie at the plate. It is. Swings and misses at the first pitch. And it is 0-1. It's been all Redbirds really in this one. Close for quite a while, but the Redbirds in the last 2 innings blowing it up, right, Nathan?
Yes, I mean, until about the 7th inning, the bottom of the 7th, it looked like it could have been anyone's ballgame.
That one, a 6-4-3 opportunity, only able to get the lead runner there as Bernay looked like he tried to make the diving play up the middle. Not able to do so, but Reed was able to toss it on over to the second baseman, Dylan Bristow, and get the first out. So there is the second out. So there is 2 down now in the inning. And it comes down to the final batter now, Austin Hayes for the Panthers. First pitch, swung on and missed. Checks on the runner over at first, back in time. 0-1 the count.
Say Hayes, the junior, the outfielder, one of the few players for Jerseyville who doesn't have a secondary position.
The 0-1. Fastball misses up, checks on the runner at first once again. Back in time safely, though, for the second straight time.
Making sure they keep that runner honest, even in a situation with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th, up 10 runs.
With a 10-run lead? I'm not questioning. 1-1 now. The pitch. Popped up into foul territory.
Again, the kids are learning to get out of the way instead of trying to catch it.
At least, the little ones, right?
Yeah.
The little ones that look and then forget to put their hands up. 1-2 now to Austin Hayes, the last chance for the Panthers. The pitch from Bernay. Sent on the ground to the third baseman. Throw on to first. And that will end it. The Redbirds win this one 10-0 in a very convincing victory over the Jerseyville Panthers, a victory that comes from baseball heaven, Busch Stadium. It was a fun one today, but in the end, it comes down to the Redbirds having a dominant 7th and 8th inning. And we're going to take a quick break in this one. When we come back, we'll have our post-game coverage. You're listening to High School Baseball on 89.9.
We enjoy seeing you all. The coaches do a great job here. We want to especially point out these kids here tonight did a great job with the bats, and they stayed on the tarp going on and off into the batter's box and did a great job helping to take care of the field. And that's a big deal here because the grounds crew really keeps an eye on that. So congratulate your kids for us for that, all right, folks? Thank you all for coming tonight. See you next year. We ask that you exit the stadium through gate 2, okay? Exit through gate 2. Good night.
Welcome back to High School Baseball on 89.9 College Radio's Best. Our ball game just concluding here at Busch Stadium, Civic Memorial, Jerseyville, and Alton facing off here at Busch Stadium. It was the Redbirds in this one that took a convincing victory, 10-0. They had a 3-0 lead, were able to take a 3-0 lead back in the third inning, thanks in part to Owen Macias, who probably had the best hit of the ball game, but really, it was a combined effort in this game. There wasn't really one guy that stood out in this game. I mean, Macias did have the hardest hit of the game, the best hit of the game probably. But I mean, you look at the team as a whole, there wasn't anything that stuck out as this guy is our WLCA player of the game. So you know what? For this, we're just going to say it as a whole. The team as a whole deserve it. They had a phenomenal performance on the mound, in the field, clean game overall, and a phenomenal game in the batter's box.
I say just about every pitcher for this Alton team came out and showed their stuff today. I think we mentioned Owen Macias with his bat. I think Owen Macias with the pitching really just you could list off a number of guys for this Alton team. Their pitching performances today were really impressive. Got a lot of strikeouts on the day for them, and really just a solid job up and down this Alton Redbird roster. Offensively, defensively, a solid job all the way around. And you can't pick out one true player today. It has to go to the whole team.
10-0 our final score. The Alton Redbirds defeating the Jerseyville Panthers. Well, Nathan, I think that about concludes this one from Nathan Tucker and Ethan Hannaford. Thanks so much for listening on 89.9.